Hello, Delta Session. It is another sunny day in Latham Springs. It is a cool 95 degrees, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to Delta Session Impact College Game Day. I'm your host, Eli Pertel.
And I'm your co-host, Kali'i Horvath. Today, we are joined by a special guest, an 11-time Camp Comp veteran, and my former co-chair, Reagan Whitehead. Reagan, how are you doing?
Yeah, thanks, Kali'i. Eli, thank you guys so much for having me. I mean, it is hard to believe that this is my 11th appearance at a Camp Comp at Impact Retreat. It makes you feel a little bit old the more you go in and the more you see. But one thing I know for sure is that the heart is always there every single time.
Well, today, gentlemen, we are going to be breaking down some of the matchups that we have at hand today here at Delta Session of 2025. I'm going to be kicking us off talking about head-to-head, where there are a new selection of mini games that teams will be competing in, and I want to look at both Levi and Ruben, two of my former camps, as they try to navigate these new competitions. We'll see if they have what it takes to adapt on the fly and compete in a variety of games that test both brawn and smarts.
I think the game I'm most excited to look at is Bird's Nest, a game that relies so much on speed and mobility, and I think there are no two teams more poised for success in that game than our matchup with Sim versus Asher. Teams that are very spirited, very mobile. It's going to be a tough competition, but for my money, they don't call him Dasher for nothing.
Guys, I do want to draw attention to what I consider the most dynamic competition in the entire day, and that is Tower Challenge out on the field. And what I know to be true is that you have to have every aspect of intelligence. You've got to have the physical know-how, you've got to have the mental know-how, you've got to have the spiritual know-how, or you are not getting done. And I have to say, so far, the sessions that have come and gone, we have seen some nail-biter photo finishes. And I know that today we're going to see the same in our matchup against Zeb versus Naphtali. And I mean, I got to say, like, shout out to Delta Zeb, because 2019, we swept in Tower Challenge. And so I'm expecting a lot from my original alma mater in Delta Zeb today over in Tower Challenge.
Man, I love to hear it. And next up, we're going to look at the pops and picks. A little bit of a halftime break for both Izzy and Judah. A time for them to, rehydrate, get a popsicle, have their pictures taken, and just enjoy some fellowship with one another before they get back out into the action. So I think that'll be a good break for those two camps.
I think we've been ignoring a critical game because we have not spoken yet about Tug of War. We call it the Super Bowl of Camp Comp, and that is for a very good reason. It's where all the heart comes in, where all the spirit comes in. And for my money, the best match that I'm looking forward to seeing is Benji versus Gad in Tug of War. There's so much spirit and so much strength in these two teams. I think it's going to be a very close match. I think both teams are going to leave it all out there, and I cannot wait to see what happens there.
Well, it looks like we're about to wrap up, and let's get into our picks for the day. I am going to rock with a camp who has won the last two Delta sessions here and has a lot of motivation going into today. I am as confident as ever in my picks after correctly predicting the winner of Beta. And as confident as I am, I think that Delta Benji is even more motivated after the loss of their beloved mascot Bjorn. I think that they're going to have a fire in their gut, and I think that they're going to come out here, compete, and win this for Bjorn.
Yeah, that's great, Glee. And I know for me, I've talked a lot about Delta Zeb, and like that is where I got my start here at Impact, former Camp Comp champions. But I think, as time goes on and as you grow, allegiances change, and I think that reigns true for me today. So I just have to say, give me the Lion, give me the Royal Blue, give me Delta Judah. I promise you, they are taking it today. They are going to sweep the competition out there, and they're going to come out victorious. Just you watch.
Now for my pick, I have no words, but I might have a song. If you know it, feel free to sing along. I never meant to cause you any sorrow. I never meant to cause you any pain. I only want to see you laughing in the purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. I want Delta Gad! I'm going for the three-peat! I'm looking at the team that's going to make history! Give me Delta Gad for 2025 Delta Session Camp Comp Champions! Now that you've heard our picks, it's your turn to prove us wrong or prove us right. Stay rowdy. Stay hydrated. Remember that the joy of the Lord is your strength. And most of all, have fun out there, everybody. Enjoy Camp Comp.